Hey, what's up, guys? So I just finished watching Deadpool and Wolverine, and man, it was such a great movie. I'm just gonna start. This is spoilers, by the way. So if you guys don't want to hear spoilers, click off this video. But this was an insane movie. I'm just gonna start talking about all the cameos and stuff that I saw. Basically, so Deadpool goes off to find Wolverine, and he starts by digging up his body from the Logan movie. Because he's like, oh, he's not actually dead. And he ends up, he's actually dead. So they lay him to rest, and he goes out on a mission because the TVA gets him, and he goes out on a mission to find a different Wolverine that can help him out. And it starts off with them doing this montage of all these different Wolverines. The first one was like this short Hugh Jackman Wolverine, like comic accurate, because like in the comics, Wolverine he's a short king, right? And then he keeps going, you keep seeing all these different Wolverines, and then I did not know this was a thing online, but apparently it is. What's his face, dude? Henry Cavill. I didn't know this was a thing. Apparently people were saying, oh, Henry Cavill can play Wolverine, and I did not know that was a thing online, but they did a cameo of him as Wolverine. He was working on a bike, super ripped, juiced up, and he turns around. I was like, dude, that's Henry Cavill. And it made so much sense. I was like, oh my God, if anyone else could play Wolverine, it could be Henry Cavill. It does make sense. So that was cool to see. And then he goes looking for he goes into this other world where it's a different Wolverine. He's wearing like the brown, yellow costume. And he's fighting the Hulk. And you see a little bit of the Hulk. You see a little bit of him. I kind of wish we got to see a bigger fight with Hulk. We got a little fight scene, but I think they're going to save that for like later or something. I don't know. But hopefully we get that fight down the road, because that was the thing I was hoping to see. Because yeah, we're getting Deadpool and Wolverine, but I want to see Wolverine and Hulk together. So hopefully we get that in the future. We got a little tease though, which I was happy about. So that was cool that they addressed that. And then, yeah, he finally finds the Wolverine that he needed, and he's just an alcoholic. He failed his world, and yada, yada, yada. And then next thing you know, they go back to the TVA. They get pruned. They go into the world. I forgot what the world's called. And so they show up, and then there's this guy. He's wearing like a cloak and like a blue outfit with red hands, and he starts talking. He's like, oh, I can help you or whatever. And I was like, wait, that sounds familiar. I was like, who's that? And I started freaking. I was like looking at my friend, or I was like, dude, I think that's Chris Evans. And he's like, no. And then he jumps down, superhero landing, takes his thing off, and I was like, dude, it's Chris Evans. I was like, oh my God, they're bringing back Captain America. And then across the distance, you see this like Mad Max motorcade, and they got like this Fantastic Four logo on like their vehicles. They're coming up. And then they show Sabretooth, they show the Pyro, they show all these X-Men, these OG X-Men actors that were in the X-Men movies. And I was like, holy shit, this is my childhood right now. And then Chris Evans looks at them, and then Deadpool's like, yo, he's gonna say it. He's gonna say it, Avengers Assemble. And Deadpool goes, Avengers? And then Chris Evans goes, Flame On. And I was like, oh shit, I totally forgot. He was Johnny Storm. And I started freaking out, and I was like, holy crap. This was the perfect way for them to bring back Chris Evans without ruining the whole thing they did with Endgame with Captain America. I was like, oh my God, why didn't I think of that? And I was like, holy shit. They're just bringing all these Fox characters together. And I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. And so they fight, they get captured, they go to this Ant-Man, it was like an Ant-Man skeleton, and you see all these other X-Men characters, I forgot what his name is, like this Red Devil guy. He was in X-Men First Class. You see Juggernaut or whatever his name is. You see all these characters from the original X-Men trilogy, and then like First Class and Days of Future Past and stuff. And I was like, oh my God, what is happening right now? And then later in the movie, Deadpool, I'm just going to go through the cameos because that's the only thing I care about right now. Deadpool, Wolverine, they're on their own. They're in like this cave. And I was like, oh, this is probably where they're going to see X-23 because she was in the trailer. I was like, okay, this is where the X-23 is going to show up. And then the first character that shows up, it's a girl. I was like, oh, that's X-23. It's freaking, what's her face? Elektra. That's her name, right? Elektra? Hold on. It's crazy. There were so many characters. Yeah, it was Elektra. And I was like, wait, what the hell is Elektra doing in this movie? I was like the last person I ever thought we would see. I was like, Elektra? Really? And then next person that shows up, Blade. And I was like, Wesley Snipes is in this movie? and it's Blade? And I was like, what the hell is going on right now? And I was freaking out. And I was just like, oh my God, they're really doing it right now. I'm like, oh my God, we're going to see Blade one last time. We're going to see Wesley Snipes. I was like, oh my God, my childhood is just cultivating in this movie. My childhood led up to this movie. And then guess who shows up next? Gambit. And I'm like, Gambit? And it's Channing Tatum. And I'm like, Channing Tatum? Hold on. When I was younger, they were doing talks about how Channing Tatum should play Gambit. And they actually did it in this movie. And I was like, what? And they did the comic accurate outfit where he has the whole like neck thing and he's got the hair. And then he was the funniest character in this movie. He's trying to do the accent. Because I think Gambit, he has like a Louisiana accent or something like that. Channing Tatum was trying to do this accent and it was just the funniest thing. Every time he talked, I died laughing. And then X-23 shows up too, and I was like, okay, X-23, I get it, yeah. But like, Elektra, Blade, and Gambit? If you told me I was gonna see them in a movie one day with the same actors, I would have thought you crazy. Like that blew my mind. This movie just did things, like so much fan service, like insane amounts of fan service. And it was just amazing, man. What else was there? There was, after that, they basically Avengers team up to go attack the Ant-Man base where whatever bald head ass is, they go attack her and we see Wesley Snipes going crazy, Elektra going crazy, Channing Tatum is Bandit or a Gambit going crazy. I was like, what universe am I in right now? It really felt like the multiverse. I was like, this felt like a movie that would be in a completely alternate dimension that we don't exist in. And it happened. And I was so happy. Anyway, after that, what else happened? Oh my God. There's so much shit that happened in this movie. I'm just trying to like figure out ways to explain it. So after they do the whole fight thing, whatever, they go back to their own universe, timeline, or whatever. I don't know. I was confused by the story a little bit, like timelines and all that. I was like, whatever. I'm just here for the fun of seeing Wolverine and Deadpool and all them together. And by the way, Wolverine's outfit was perfect. Was absolutely perfect. I can't believe we didn't get that outfit until now. It was like what, 20 years later? I don't know. It was crazy. And it just fit so well. This movie was really just a dream come true. Like, I never thought we would see Deadpool and Wolverine on the same screen together. And they were the perfect cast of Ryan Reynolds, Wolverine. But anyway, so they go back to their own timeline. And I don't know, I don't even know what was going on there, but all these other Deadpool show up. Like a bunch of alternate variants of Deadpool show up. They're just like super weird looking. There's like a baby Deadpool. There's the dog Deadpool, or a dog pool. There's a cowboy one, lady pool, like all these different ones. And I was like, okay, they're going to fight him. So I was like, okay, Wolverine, Deadpool. Okay, they start doing that thing. They walk in the trailer. And the song's playing in the background. I was like, all right, bet. And then Wolverine puts his hood on. And I was like, oh my God. It's happening. And that was the thing in the beginning of the movie. I was like, oh man, I don't think we'll get to see him with his hood on, huh? Like, this might be it. But then I was like, oh, they did it. They put the hood on. And it was the most bad. Like, I don't know how they didn't do this in the other movies. It was the most it looked so good. It looked amazing. And then there's just a side shot of both of them fighting all these Deadpools, and it was the coolest shot I've ever seen. And they definitely did some CGI with Wolverine. They probably had like maybe a little body double here and there, but like I didn't even care. I was like, this is amazing. This is a dream come true. Yeah, man. It was amazing. Like, just that mask, dude. It sealed the deal for me. I was like, this is perfect. I feel like I'm missing some other cameo. There were so many cameos in this movie. And the good thing about these cameos is that it wasn't like the Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness where they just show up and then die instantly. They actually let all these characters breathe and hang out for a little bit, which was amazing. But anyway, yeah, I guess that's probably all the cameos. And then they're all in this like generator room or whatever. You know, I honestly can't tell you the story, like what was going on in this show, because I was just blown away by like the cast, the cameos, and the jokes. I was laughing so hard that when a serious part came up, I was still laughing. from the previous part, and I wasn't even listening to what was actually going on in the real story. Like, I'm gonna have to rewatch this movie, like, for sure. And there was jokes that were flying over my head too, because I was too busy laughing at the previous joke. It was such a funny movie, especially Channing Tatum. Channing Tatum stole it for me with Bandit. That was the funniest thing out of this whole movie. But yeah, man. And then they were making jokes about how Deadpool was talking to Wolverine. He was like, "You do realize Disney's gonna make you do this till you're 90?" And I don't mind that. I want to see Wolverine at least one more time in like an Avengers movie. I need to see him next to Spider-Man and Hulk. I need to see him next to those two characters and in an Avengers movie with that same outfit, mask on, and a crazy Avengers fight like Secret Wars. Right? They have to. They opened the can of worms. They have to now. Hugh Jackman's locked in now till he's 90, without a doubt. He can't complain. He's locked in. He's a slave to the MCU now. And the fans. But yeah, great movie. The way it ended was great too. And oh my god, the credits. Like, me and my friends, we were waiting for the after, or the end credit scene. And as we were waiting, they start playing these behind the scenes footage of all the Fox movies. Right, where it was like the original X-Men movie, like behind the scenes footage of him hanging out with Halle Berry, and like behind the scenes footage of the Fantastic Four with Chris Evans, and it was basically like the cherry on top and like the thank you letter to like, hey, the Fox era is over. Which like I was like, damn, this is so sad. Like, that's my childhood, and it's just ending, and it's just getting melded in them to see you like perfectly, and it was amazing. This movie was basically like Spider-Man No Way Home was the way for Marvel to get all the Sony characters into the MCU. This was the perfect way to get the Fox movies or the Fox universe into the MCU. And I think they finally figured out how to combine the universes. And Deadpool was the perfect way, because I don't think there was any other way for them to do it, was through Deadpool. Because with Deadpool, there's just so much comedy and like fourth wall breaking that it's so easy to bring these characters that are kind of laughable in the MCU that you would laugh at if they were just in a regular movie. But since it's a comedy, like super hardcore comedy, you're like, oh yeah, this works perfectly. Like, it's so ridiculous, but it works because it's Deadpool. The Marvel finally figured it out, and this is good for Marvel, man. I'm excited because now they can get to business. And Deadpool even made a joke in the movie about how he's like, no more multiverse stuff. Like, we tried it, but we failed. And I was happy they acknowledged that. But I don't know if they're going to keep doing it, multiverse stuff or whatever. But now we can finally bring in the X-Men and the Fantastic Four. And it was just the perfect way to package it all up. And just, it was just perfect. It was perfect, man. Like, Kevin Feige tweeted, he was like, if you think Infinity War's a 9 and Endgame's a 10, then Deadpool is an 8. And I agree with that. I completely agree with that. It was an 8. It was like, this is a pivotal movie for the MCU, and I think it's going to pay off, and we're finally going to head in the right direction, because Marvel, they've been kind of shitting the bed, but this, I was happy. This is the most excited I was to see a Marvel movie, and I was happy, and it paid off, and there were so many cameos and exciting surprises that I did not expect. I almost got spoiled. I was in the Instagram comments, and someone said, Captain America's in the movie. And Chris Evans was in the movie, but not as Captain America. So I was happy about that. And so many surprises, man. Like, man, I'm excited to watch this movie again. I don't know if I'll see it in the theaters again. I might go see it again, or I'll probably do a reaction on this channel when it comes out for rent, and I'll watch it for you guys again. But let me know in the comments if you guys watched it, if I missed anything, if there's anything you guys could point out that I missed. And please leave a like on this video. It really helps out, and I'm happy I got to kind of do a little spoiler review for guys. This is the first time I'm doing this, so it's kind of just all over the place, but I just wanted to talk about the movie because I was just so excited. And instead of talking to myself about it, I was like, I'll just put it on the camera. So I appreciate y'all. Leave a comment, leave a like on this video, and subscribe to the channel if you want, and I'll see y'all on the next one. Peace.